Part two. So the other thing that I wanted to share, this is also just in case this feels like it could be helpful for you, because I think a lot of people don't necessarily know that this is an option, is that I'm just in the midst of a little like mini container with someone, and this is essentially like my VIP day option, where we actually start out with a little like session beforehand, like kind of leading into our full day together. Then we get to spend a whole day together, really like diving in and going down all the various different side tangents and all of that kind of stuff, circling our way back. And and then we have a little bit of spaciousness where we have some between session support, and then we wrap it up with a grand finale session at the end. And so these typically, even though I call it like a VIP day, this little mini container is typically between 2 to 4 weeks, kind of depending on our schedules and setting up those appointments. And it is such a beautiful fit for you if you have been really wanting to dive into a topic that you know would be much better addressed in more than just a single session. And yet you want to do it in just like a beautifully compact way where we would just have like a whole day that we get to spend together. And this person in particular, for just as an example, in case it feels relatable, has been working on a project that they've been working on for several years now. So it's been an ongoing project, and they're getting close to the end, but they're noticing some resistance coming up around these last final stages. And they really, on the one hand, they were almost tempted to cancel it because they felt like they should really be saving all this time to be working on this project. But then they realized that actually spending the time together to be able to navigate and really break through the resistance that's holding them back is actually going to be time really well spent, so that they can actually then finish this project that they've been working on. And so that's just one example. And for example, also, last year with the same person, we went through a similar format, but a very different subject, where they were going into a situation that they had some space from, and they realized that they were wanting to re-enter this situation, in a slightly different way. And so we really got to unpack and to dive in about like how it was that they were specifically wanting to show up, and to again, so much of what holds us back is our own selves, and that can be, I don't mean that in a shameful way, but really in an empowering way, where we really get to break through. We get to uncover the support that is going to help us get out of our own way so that we can do the thing and show up as we want to be, and really, not only envision it, but like really get down to the nuts and bolts of what that actually looks like in practical reality. So it's that beautiful magic, blending the ethereal and the energetic with the practical, and really anchoring it in that really grounded sense of like who you get to be. And so I just wanted to give you little glimpses into this option, because it's not one that I talk about very often. A lot of the time when I'm working with people, we're working together for like 6 months or even a year together, which is a really beautiful, spacious amount of time to go through the seasons together and to be able to navigate the various different hurdles that can show up at different times of the year together. And sometimes it can be nice just to have a really like injection, like a condensed boost, like a reset. This person in particular has been looking at it as kind of, now this beautiful annual tradition of being able to like, okay, like what's this next year going to be like, and who do I get to be, and how do I want to be in this next phase. And so Yeah, so as I mentioned in part one, we got to do our little preliminary session, and we're going to be doing our whole full day outside, which is just so lovely to be surrounded by the beauty of nature amidst these, meaningful conversations that can sometimes be a bit tender, but also ultimately are extremely empowering, so that you can leave, these kinds of things feeling connected with yourself, with your inner wisdom, as well as connected with the beauty of nature and surrounded by the magic of all that is. All right, well, I will leave you with that. And of course, if you have any questions or curiosities, like, I'm super happy to chat about this and what it might look like for you potentially if you are curious. We can talk about all the things. We can talk about all the details and see if it feels like it might be a good fit for you and for where you're at. And with that, I bid you adieu and big hugs and kisses. Mwah.